Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode of Cycling Insider, I want to talk about a new bike from Merida. It's their Merida Reacto Disc 7000E model. So I'm going to explain a little bit why I think it's a very good price and very good components. So why I think the kind of ratio between the spec and the price is very good for this bike. But first of all, a little bit about Merida. I already did one kind of review of a Merida bike, but that other bike was mostly in their kind of racing pro category. This Reacto Disc 7000E is the Merida's offering for the aero road bikes. So for all of you who are looking at this every bit of advantage that aero bikes can offer you, Merida's Reacto line is definitely the way to go. So all the tubing and all the shapes of the carbon fiber frame and fork are optimized to be as aero efficient as possible. So first of all, a bit about Merida. Merida is one of the biggest world manufacturers of bikes. They are based in Taiwan, and their production is in Taiwan. And basically in 2013 they celebrated 25th anniversary. So basically 5 years later, so it's going to be 30th anniversary of Merida this year. So there's an interesting story with the founder of Merida, Ike Tseng, and the story goes that when he visited USA, he saw a certain bike shop which had a sign on it saying that no bikes from Taiwan were accepted for repair because of the low quality of bikes. And basically he decided to change this and to found a company which is now known as basically Merida Industry. So that's going to be a bit about the history. I will leave all the links in the video description so you can read a bit more. And another interesting thing with Merida Bikes is considering the warranty of Merida Bikes. I've tried to Google through their frequently asked questions, and basically what it says is that kind of the warranty depends on different countries. So you might want to check with your local dealer how much is the warranty, but I believe that minimum what Merida should be offering on a carbon fiber frame and fork should be 5 or 6 years warranty. Hopefully they will offer a lifetime warranty. So this is something that I'm not sure how the warranty works with Merida Bikes, but generally speaking, since they are such a big bike manufacturer, I don't think they will make any problems with the bike warranty. So finally, let's dive into the Merida's Reacto Disc 7000E model, and let's see what it's all about. So first of all, just looking at the main kind of photo of the bike and zooming in, it has a pretty decent paint color. It's kind of dark blue with a bit of light blue and black, so pretty kind of cool, nice color scheme. And personally I like it. You don't have a choice of colors. That's basically the only color you can choose from. So personally I would like to see I would like to see a bit more color options for the bike, but that's my personal preference. So let's dive into the specifications. So as I'm looking at the Reacto Disc 7000E, first of all, the frameset. Frameset is their disc specific frameset, carbon fiber frameset from Merida. It's also with the full carbon fiber fork, 12 millimeters through axle. Moving on to the derailleurs, we have a Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set. So the rear derailleur and the shifters, Shimano's Ultegra Di2, and also moving to the front derailleur is the Shimano's Ultegra Di2 electronic shifting, 11 speed. Brake levers are from Shimano Ultegra. It's their hydraulic disc brakes. with I-stack rotors, center lock rotors, and also 160 millimeter rotors front and back. So this is nice to see that they've included Shimano's shifting, electronic shifting, and also hydraulic braking from Shimano. As I always like to mention, I believe that this kind of combo of electronic shifting plus hydraulic disc brakes is absolutely the future of cycling, and you will already start seeing this on this year's Tour de France 2018, where I believe a lot of teams will be running carbon fiber brakes, carbon fiber frames, hydraulic disc brakes, and also electronic group set. Moving on with this bike, we have the chain wheel, as they call it, or the cranks, come from FSA 5236. It would be nice if they've included Shimano's Ultegra crankset. I believe FSA is a bit cheaper option than Shimano's Ultegra, but there is not much quality compromise there. FSA is a well-established company. A chain comes from KMC, their 11-speed chain. KMC chain is totally fine on the levels of Shimano chains. As they call it, the free wheel here, or meaning a cassette, comes from Shimano, 11-speed cassette, 1128. So considering the chain set and the cassette, more than enough to tackle any big hills. Tires is basically are from Continental, their Grand Sport 25C tires. So considering this is an aero bike, I can understand why they fitted it with 25C tires. But as always, if you want a bit more kind of comfort and cushioning, maybe you can go with 28 mil tires. I hope the frame accepts that. A handlebar stem combo is the Merida's aluminum combination, and they say it's their aero double-booted aluminum combination. Headset again from Merida. Seat post is the carbon seat post from Merida. They even mentioned here is Di2 ready. So it's a nice inclusion to have a carbon fiber seat post. As I always say, it's going to soak up a bit of the bumps from the road. Saddle comes from Pro Logo, their their 02 model. But since saddles are a bit of personal preference, you might like it or you might want to change it as soon as possible. All in all, considering the overall bike weight, it's 7.94 kilograms for the full bike build, and I believe this is in the size medium because that's how usually manufacturers give their bike weights. So nothing spectacular here with the bike weight, but it's on par with other bike manufacturers and their aero offerings. And now, considering the price of this bike, the price comes at 3,400 British pounds, since I'm now looking at their GB website, but as always you can change the country specifications in the top menu, and the currencies will also change. So 3,400 British pounds for this bike build, I believe it's pretty realistic, considering the equipment and the bike build. So price-wise, very good offering on the levels of online retailers like Canyon, like Rose Bikes. So this is on these levels. Of course, Merida and Giant, as big bike manufacturers from Taiwan, can offer very competitive bike prices. So just to summarize this bike, here we have Merida's Reacto Disc 7000E model, which is their aero road bike. So all the tubing shapes and fork and wheels, everything is optimized for the lowest drag, and of course saving you every watt of energy. All in all, it's a full carbon fiber frame, including the carbon fiber fork. We have the Shimano's Ultegra Di2 group set, including the shifters, including the rear mech and front mech, so 11-speed electronic group set. And the crankset this time is from FSA, and the cassette is included the Shimano Ultegra. The brakes come from Shimano Ultegra. It's their hydraulic disc brakes, so always nice to see. And one thing I forgot to mention before is the wheels. So the wheels, they didn't mention the specification, but the wheels are from Fulcrum. They're 400 racing wheel. As far as I know, that's an aluminium disc specific wheel. So I can't say anything special about these Fulcrum racing wheels. I haven't used them before, but you can check out a bit more reviews online. And one thing I want to mention for this bike is comes with a carbon fiber seat post, so it will soak up a bit of the smaller road bumps. So all in all, a very nice competitive package from Merida. 3,400 British pounds, which I think it's a very attractive price for this kind of bike build and all the components included in the bike. So I think this is gonna be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing. I hope you gain a certain value out of all this. If you do, please do subscribe, and I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!